everyone, it's Gwen from Hummingbird Tarot, and today I wanted to share with you the tarot haul that I got for my birthday. I had some gift cards that I'd been holding on to that I decided to spend, and then I have some other things that were gifted to me, and I thought it would be fun to share. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified every week when I upload a new video. So I'm just going to go through, I got a bunch of decks, and I got some other things that I really like that I wanted to share with you. So the first thing that I was really excited about that just came in, I ordered this a while ago, is the Mythic Tarot deck. And this is based on Greek mythology. And that's, once I discovered that, that's why I was really excited to get this deck. And it just came in a couple days ago. I'll go ahead and share some of the images with you. I'm not a huge fan of the back of the deck. That's it right there. And then it's got the copyright right there. They're just pretty ugly, just plain purple with a little bit of white around the edges. Around the edges, it's pentacles, cups, paintbrush, and swords. And I flipped through this deck briefly, but I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it. I have taken the Greek and Roman mythology in school, and I really enjoy stories about that. I should mention the Mythic Tarot, the tarot deck itself just came with a little white book in a tuck box. I thought as a kind of a refresher I should get the book as well. So I have the book for this, and it's very thick, but it goes into the detail of the stories behind the cards, and I just thought that would be fascinating and fun. I'm really excited about that one. And then I have another one. This deck has been haunting me for years, and it's the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. The Psychic Tarot is by Holland, and it comes with a really nice book. I've already read this cover to cover. It was interesting. I liked the insights that he shared in this book. He talks about the use of color and numbers, numerology in here. And the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck is a little different. It's based on Rider-Waite-Smith, but it doesn't have any of the court cards. So each of the suits are represented, but only with cards 1 through 9. All of the major arcana are there. And then there's a whole separate suit that's listed that has the different, the 7 chakras in there. Actually, it's got more, it's got an additional 9 cards. Some of them are the chakras, but they have to do with energy. You can use these cards as oracle cards, but they also line up with the original tarot meetings if you rule out the court cards, and then you can leave in those additional that additional suit with the chakras and the other energies in there, or you can take that out. But I found this deck to be very powerful. The cards, I'll just flip through some of these. That's the Fool. The 3 of Cups. Balance. That's one of the major arcana. Rest and rejuvenate. And then here is what the back of these cards look like. And I have to say that I find this deck to be really powerful. It's given me great insight. When I haven't been feeling really well, sometimes I'll pull a chakra card, and then I'll take a few minutes if that chakra card comes up to meditate on that chakra and send additional energy to that area, and I end up feeling a lot better. I like it. It's like the same information presented in a little bit of a different format, and gives you a little bit of a different perspective, and I like that it's making me think in new ways, and it's just as powerful as I thought it would be. The next deck that I have, and I've shared this in one of my other videos, is the Mand Limited Tarot deck, and this has the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith images, and it actually had, here's the back of the cards, which is gorgeous. This is what initially drew me, and had a border around the edge that was this lighter color of mint green, and then it's got high gloss a high gloss finish. I trimmed the edges because it was really hard. It's thicker than a standard tarot deck. The cardstock's very thick, and because it's got a high gloss finish on here, it was hard for me to shuffle the cards. So I trimmed off the edges, and you'll see these are just the standard Rider-Waite-Smith images in here. The yellows are a little garish, but I don't mind that at all. And I can find, I'm a little higher than I normally am with my hands, but I find that this deck is much easier to shuffle now that it's smaller, and I really like this one. I've been using this one a lot. So another deck I've been eyeballing for a while and was pretty excited to get is the Modern Witch Tarot deck. And I'd been drawn to this because I thought that I didn't have that much diversity in my tarot decks, which I do. I just didn't realize I had. But so I felt drawn to get this deck, and it's got this great sturdy box in here that it came with. And then it does have it's got a hardback book in it. I'd say this is probably a step up from your little white book. It's got pictures of each of the cards, so you could kind of take this with you and curl up if you're a beginner and learn the basics about each of the cards, but it's really nothing spectacular, but the presentation is certainly nicer than a little white book. And the back of this deck is really pretty. I like this color here. And then I'll show you some of these cards. You've probably seen this a lot before. And so there's definitely some diversity. This is a female dominant deck, but there is a lot of racial diversity in here. And you'll see too, she's got white hair there. You'll see a few hints of age diversity, but most of the people in this deck are younger. And this is something, race is something that I've recently started looking at, but I love, there's also various body types in this one, so not everybody's super thin. And so it's got body type diversity and racial diversity. Female dominated, but I do really like this deck, and one of the reasons that I was drawn to this deck and I bought it is because it is dominated by feminine energy. The other decks that I've mentioned so far, the Mythic Tarot deck is really dominated by the white race. There are a few cards in here that look like they might be something of a different ethnic diversity, but the body types, everybody's very thin and very pretty. They're all younger images. There's not a whole lot of age diversity in the Mythic Tarot deck either. In the Psychic Tarot deck, there is some diversity with age. So in the Psychic Tarot deck, there is some diversity with racial diversity, and I'll share some of these cards here. And some of the images look a little androgynous too, so it's hard to tell. But you'll see some racial diversity there. Not a whole lot of age diversity. And almost everyone in this deck is really pretty and very thin. So there's not a lot of body type diversity there. So the next deck I got, another one that I've been looking at for a really long time, so I was super excited to get this one, is the Spirit Song Tarot. And this one is just so beautiful, so easy on the eyes. It's got a nice, really thick book that comes with it. It's definitely a step up from your little white book. And as a beginner, you could sit down with this and have the cards in front of you and kind of be comparing the two. And that would be good for a beginner. The card size is a little bit wider and longer than your standard tarot deck. And here is the back of the deck. And I'm sure you've seen these images before too, but this is just such a beautiful deck. You'll see each of them. It looks almost like it's been colored with colored pencils. But look at how pretty that is. I love all the animals. It does have keywords on it too. So I'm really happy about this deck. I got a lot of these as a birthday gift. And then the last thing I got were these card holders, and they're made out of wood, and they're meant for, like, if you're playing card games, you can, you know, if you're having a hard time holding the cards for yourself, you can put them in here. But I am happy to, I'd like to use these for readings. And I'm considering too, we'll see how motivated I am. I like to paint, and so I was considering painting the wood in various colors too. But I'm really excited to be able to use these card stands when I'm doing readings that are being recorded, and that will help me stand up the cards in a nice presentation there. Really excited about that. So thanks for stopping by and going through my tarot haul with me. I had such a blast and was super excited to get all of these decks, and I hope you enjoyed them too. If you have any new decks that you've gotten recently, or if you have any that you think I should get, go ahead and leave a note in the comments. Or if you'd like to see a full walkthrough of any of these decks, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next time around.